YouTube's, how's it going? Here we are in part 2 of the Rising. Right now, let me find my Cannon Galleon. I'm going to send my Cannon Galleon out east over here, and because it's a short chip shot over to Troy's Town Center, I'm going to use it to annihilate Troy's Town Center and hopefully stay away from any towers that they have and any units, but they don't use any ranged units. So now off screen, gathered some more resources. That's all I did. I can promise you that. I'm going to start scouting out a little bit, and I also sent group of villagers out east over here. I don't believe they did that in part 1, but that's how I got more gold. And so got stable going right here as well. And Cannon Galleon, now you want to micromanage a little bit, but you can see right here you got the farms, so that obviously indicates town center. And if you want to check your technology tree, you can get Cannon Galleons, but you can't get elite. But that's not a big deal considering it's worth the extra 45 seconds. And oh no, fishing ship. You would think Troyes would have a pretty good navy considering it's right on the river. It's a pretty substantial river, but they don't. Neither Chalon or Troyes has a great navy. I believe they say something about that in the hints. Yeah, okay, so they just say about not squandering resources on ships. But if you are able to convert this Cannon Galleon of Chalon, well, I guess Chalon does have a navy to that extent, you can make this scenario a joke. You can take advantage of, I'm gonna use these guys. You can take advantage of the Cannon Galleons and just annihilate these town centers without having to waste any more resources for trebuchets and whatnot. So now as I'm getting close to the Imperial Age, I'm probably at an upper 90%. Oh, I'm only at 61. That's taken a while. My internal clock is a little bit messed up in my age calculation. So another nice thing about getting rid of Chalon first is that you free up all of this side of the map. There are no guard towers over the different
British employees have been defeated.
Mineral deposits. So now they are going to resign, get rid of the flashy here. And this guy is going to stay over here to defend against any siege units that Rheims will send over here. They like to send siege onagers and trebuchets, but hopefully we are able to take care of those guys with the addition of this Cannon Galleon to my crew. And I believe that's all the mineral deposits that you're going to see on this side of the map. This will be plenty for you, even though it doesn't look that substantial. It'll be fine if you get a Cannon Galleon, or even if you get trebuchets at some point to take out these two town centers. It's 1,000 gold. Alright, so they're finally resigning. It's probably less than that. Okay, it's 7,000 gold right now. You see I'm 3,000 gold away. I've quite a ways to go until I would be able to get spies and treasons. It's still called spies. But with that being said, I don't really plan on getting it, even though I'm 3,000, so I'm a ways away. But I don't plan on getting spies, to say the least, just because I should have a pretty good sight of Rheims town center with my trebuchets. You could send in some light cavalry. You might want to get extra they don't have tracking, so I guess you really would have no upgrade for that. But you could get light cavalry, increase the sight range of your cavalry there. So if I am given the opportunity, I will take advantage of getting spies. Well, we'll see. Right now, I am going to build a market, excuse me, and you just want to focus on getting trebuchets up. If you're going to get one unit, you're going to get a trebuchet right now, because that's all you're going to need to take down Rheims' town center. Their town center is accessible from outside the gates of their base, and their base is pretty substantial. And the southwestern side of their base over here is definitely the most heavily defended, and definitely is the area where most units interact. You get a lot of British longbowmen, elite longbowmen. If you attempt to build a castle on that side of the river, it will get bombarded very quickly, especially if it's north of Chalon. And you try to take down any villagers that Rheims has, you will get hit by elite longbowmen, which sadly enough are out of the range of even your most upgraded castles. As if you take a look at the blacksmith technologies, Bodkin Arrow is your furthest along the lines of getting range increasing upgrades So you're not going to be able to get bracer, and you're not going to be able to hit those little elite longwomen. And that's pretty pathetic, because if you don't have any counter units for those elite longwomen, a castle could go down to an elite longwoman, and you don't want that happening. So everybody's working hard on that last gold mine there, and we should hopefully be able to finish this scenario here in part 2. And this is another reason why I wanted to redo my initial walkthrough of the Rising. It was 4 parts. It was a hectic 4 parts. It wasn't that congruent. It's hard to follow. I don't want that to be the case right now. So because I'm not really going to need food anymore, I'm going to pump out more villagers, and we're going to head over here. We're going to try to build a mining camp over here, get what it looks like 2,400 gold, which should set us up beyond 7,000 gold. And if we need an extra boost for those trebuchets, I'll go over here and use my market. There are a lot of mineral deposits over here on the other side of the river. Definitely in Chalon, there's a big gold mine up here. Get some stone over here as well, but like I said before, it's a little bit more difficult to manage, obviously, because it's closer to Rheims. And Rheims is a pretty formidable enemy. I'm not going to push them aside too much. They can get pretty intimidating, especially because they have pretty high-level units being produced. The Cavaliers, the Elite Longwomen, Siege Onagers, Trebuchets, expensive units. Obviously, expensive units are intimidating. Expensive units are powerful, as you would expect them to be. So, gates are a little wounded, not a big deal. Like how that's on a little plateau. This guy's continuing to work over here. One of the downsides of the Franks is they don't have great economic upgrades. They are, you know, more of an infantry or offensive civilization, not castle civilization as well. But the knights do have +2 line of sight. Knights are great when you're playing as French, or the Franks, excuse me. And I'm not getting the Q farms options, which I don't like. So I want to get my scout cavalry out of there. I'd be cranky if I was that farmer. So a lot of work to do on the home front here, on the range. A lot of farms to repair, to reseed, not necessarily repair. So they're getting old, shack-like barns. And I'm going to convert this guy, get a cavalier on my side. I might as well. He could accompany me as I go over to Lem to unleash the fury. And actually, just in case anything wrong occurs while I'm away, attacking their town center, and they have a squadron of British longbowmen being sent to my base, I don't want my castle to go down with Joan of Arc in it, because Joan of Arc will be susceptible to arrow fire following that, which could lead to her death. And I don't want her being buried by the river, which is the little voiceover that accompanies Joan of Arc's death in this scenario. So these guys are all done. I've been having some idle villager problems right now, and I don't want to get too crowded, so I'm going to send these villagers over here. And obviously, in the Age of Kings, your villagers aren't quite as intelligent, unfortunately, so they're not going to be immediately. Alright, so are you targeting my wall or my monks? Still too far away to attack, unfortunately. And I'm going to try to convert this guy over. Go for these siege onagers first. Try to work on crap. And they both go down now, so tit for a tat in that go around. Okay, so you can get another idle villager or produce a villager of your own. Send him over here. Have him repair your castle as it takes hits, and that should definitely be in range. Excuse me. And so just you can use your Cannon Galleon and take down these British longwomen as well. I have one British longwoman with me, so if I need to, I can have him go outside my castle. And surprisingly, it takes more than one hit for your Cannon Galleons to get rid of a British longwoman. That's strange, not logical. So if I want to, I can sell some of this food I have. Though I have that villager over there, beautiful. I can have him just repair that a little bit. Keep these monks alive. You might as well. That'll help you out in the long run. And I'm out of resources, obviously, of stone, so I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna buy anything quite yet. Definitely get rid of him, and I'm gonna send my cavalier out. See if I cannot take out that gate. Is Joan of Arc down here? No attack stance. Beautiful. She won't be running anywhere. And this trebuchet is very concerning. That's why I got my trusty Cannon Galleon, who's inflicting damage on all 3 of your enemies in this scenario. So this Cavalier will probably attract a little bit of attention from those Longwomen, and my gold's getting pumped out right now, which is beautiful to see. And I'm going to build, set a rally point over here. I want to get about 6 Trebuchets, even though that's probably kind of excessive, but you never know what kind of off defense he'll face from Rheims. And once again, we're out of range. So I'm going to send light cavalry out, try to track these British Longwomen in. And they don't like moving when cannonballs are coming in at them. I mean, you hear the horror stories of people getting just their heads blown off in the Civil War by cannonballs. I guess that was after this event, though. So now they're scattering a little bit. I want to get rid of them, though, as they're going to get in the way of my Trebs. So 300 more gold. What you could try to do is build a castle, build a force of, swift units. You get some knights out there and kill some of the villagers that are mining gold or chopping wood outside southwest of Rheims base, but that's difficult to do because you're going to face an offensive onslaught of British Longmen and Cavaliers. Your best bet for taking care of villagers and reducing the cost of spies is doing so after attack like this, because they're a little bit weaker. But still, tons of onagers. Oh my goodness, that's just intimidating. And you can see right here, you're definitely going to be in range with your trebuchets, but the issue is having enough trebuchets. But you can sneak along this path right next to this market, and you can see right here how it kind of can be difficult with the number of towers along here to get a scout cavalry in range to see the town center, and then have your trebuchets, obviously be able to attack. So whenever you can, I'm just going to be pumping out the trebuchets now, and I'm just going to unload all these guys and bring them up with the trebuchets. Might as well. I'm not really going to be needing them in the future because I plan on taking care of this scenario and this last town center all in one run. And you'll have plenty of gold at this point, unless you're going to be crazy man and try to take down them all, the entirety of Rheims, which is actually pretty difficult to do. They have a pretty cool base, but you can, this would be an ideal mission to just have tons of fun in. You get rid of Chalon and Troyes early on, you destroy the rest of their units and buildings, and then you just focus on just having a good time and annihilating one of your enemies, which, it's not a great head-to-head matchup considering it's 1-to-1 now, and usually a 1-to-1 matchup between AI and human opponent is, it's not the greatest. So I guess I could speed up the process here a little bit. Might as well get conscription, but by the time I get conscription, it's probably not going to mean much to me. So I might go a little bit over time right now. I'm not planning on showing the cutscene because, or maybe I'll show the cutscene, but I was just thinking because I've already done this scenario. Not as well as this go around though. Things are going pretty well. You can obviously make another lumber camp over here, but at this point in the scenario I have plenty of wood for what I'm going to need, so I'm not going to be concerned with that. And this is kind of annoying me, that burning castle, but I'm just going to have to live with it. And I'm not going to worry about getting a transport ship or anything, even though it would make my route a little bit safer. I can just send them a little bit indirect route anyways. And the nice thing, once you get about 7 trebuchets up, the nice thing is that you're going to have enough trebuchets where they can each fire once and then hit the town center all at once, and then by that time, then Rheims will finally respond to you, but by that time the town center will be already taken care of, so it won't matter to you if you lose those trebuchets. So waiting for 4 more. Let's speed it up a little bit. Come on now. I guess I could build some over here, but that's a long trek for them. So any idle villagers that could be sent to other work, yes, I could get some stone so I can allow myself to repair that castle. 1 more stone pile here, and if you want to check the economic indicator map thing, you get tons of gold over here. Got a good amount of stone, good amount of gold over there that you want to get before Rheims takes it, and there's no other gold other than the stone deposit over there that is deep within Rheims base. 5, waiting for about 2 more essentially. And where are these guys done? these guys are still, that's right, they're working on the stone. So 2 more to go. So hopefully you guys have been refreshed by this one. Maybe if you're a little upset at me using the petards, or maybe if you don't care at all. If you were eventually planning on playing through the Age of Kings game, this will be a better walkthrough for this scenario than my previous one. I'm planning on doing a barbarian betrothal re-walkthrough as well, because that scenario I was not happy with. I didn't perform well in the latter part of that scenario, so I'm going to redo that, and I want to redo Fall of Rome. Those will be the only 2 ones that I'll be redoing. Then I'll get to Noryang Point, and I'll complete the Age of Empires 2 Conqueror's expansion walkthrough once and for all. That'll be the final go-around. So I'm going to have this guy repair. I'm going to set my Trebuchets on a team. Be team 1. You're number 1, my friends, and I'm going to send them up here, just south of this stone deposit. Actually, no, I'm going to send it on this brick path south of that market. I don't want to get into any problems with the castle, and I'm just going to leave these guys here. I don't foresee any real problems. And what are they going to do if I get hit by a ton of longbowmen enemies? Like, seriously, what are my trebuchets going to even do? And I don't understand why they don't send these guys right now. That might not do a ton, surprisingly, because I have cavalry in here and a castle, which is a deadly combo against those types of units, but that just would scare me anyways. Whatever, it's up to them, to each their own. But they have a nice base, and it's not often that you see bases with walls that are kind of like resembling what a human player would construct in a single-player game. Obviously, more talented human players and multiplayer probably construct different bases than this. Maybe don't even construct bases. But this kind of resembles a base, if I were to wall off my own base, that I might make like in a single-player game. So I think that's kind of a interesting parallel, an element there. So obviously you're going to be hit by some of their guard towers, and eventually a keep. I don't know why they have separate ones unless they converted Chalon's guard tower, strangely. And we're going to all unload at once you get in range. And this is a scout cavalry. Hopefully, yeah, he's not too interested in these trebuchets. And alright, so they're all going to be unleashing the fury on these town centers, on this town center, and it's going to go bye-bye. I guess I didn't even need any more than 4 probably. And that's it for the Rising. So thanks for watching the Rising. Joan's still alive, thankfully. That's what we care about. I thought we wanted to keep Joan alive and bring her glory, but apparently it's for the Dauphin. So I'll let you watch the cutscene, I guess, because I have a little bit of time. Then very short recap.
As we rode into Rheims, a sea of peasants and lords knelt before Joan. Some even knelt to kiss her horse's hoofprints. Cannon thundered, and 1,000 flags danced in the breeze. In the enormous palace, the Dauphin knelt before the Archbishop and rose as King of France. Prayers, anthems, and sermons filled the great chateau. Interspersed among perfumed dukes and ladies were tattered soldiers from our army, many still bearing wounds. Joan herself was at the king's side, as was her bedraggled battle standard. Despite the celebration, I know in my heart that this war is far from over. Our fathers and grandfathers died fighting against the English. Joan gives us hope, but I do not know if hope is enough to ensure victory.
Well, I don't know. If you call victory bringing a cart within 4 flags on a hill, then you're going to get it. So, hopefully, this is a lot better run-through of Rising, the second go-around here that I obviously remade from my previous Rising walkthrough. I'm just going to put this in the playlist. YouTube allows me to do that now, thankfully. So hopefully this helped, and sorry for those that are anticipating Noryang Point. I just wanted to get this off my plate. It would have begged me forever. I'm going to do 2 more remakes, just a Barbarian Betrothal and the Fall of Rome, and that'll be it for remakes. That'll be Noryang Point. Then I'll be continuing on, completing. Then that'll be it for the Conqueror's campaign, or walkthrough. So, thanks for watching part 1 and 2 of The Rising. Hopefully it helped, and hopefully it was somewhat entertaining if you already knew how to complete it. So I'll see you guys later. If you're in the next Age of Empires video, it will be about the Barbarian Betrothal.